Hey, what is up everybody, Reubin here. My name's Reubin and welcome to Interactive Horror Stories. Now, as the name suggests, this is not really a game. This is more about horror stories that we get to interact with a little bit and try and decipher exactly what is going on. So as you can see, there are a couple of options for us here: the Doll of the Funeral, Crystal Skull, Evil Beneath the Ground, Crystal Skull 2, and Madness in Infinite Loop. So as with all things, we're going to start at the top with the doll. Now this is basically just a short little background. You are a single mother. Your daughter Lisa is an intelligent girl who doesn't have any friends. You buy her a rag doll, and soon Lisa will claim that the doll can talk. And this is just the beginning of your nightmare. Now, can the doll be really possessed as Lisa claims? And obviously, from as it says over there, if you are stuck, you can see the Facebook post about how to get the good ending in the story. So I'm not sure if that suggests that there are multiple endings for this game or for this story. But we are going to jump straight in. We're going to have a look at this. So, the doll. As a single mother, you know how hard it is to look after a 13-year-old girl. Hard, but still joyful. Her presence gives you all the strength you need. Her name is Lisa. She's a shy girl. She doesn't talk much. You got divorced 3 years ago because he cheated on you with his secretary. Lisa misses her father, but you don't allow her to see him. She adores her father, but you think he's an asshole. Lisa is a special kid. Her teacher once said that she is too intelligent for a girl her age, but you already knew that. Her reactions are unexpectedly mature. She is also hardworking. You expect perfection from her. Her teacher told you that you must take Lisa to a psychiatrist. You will do it soon. She is a lonely girl, maybe because she doesn't talk much. You think that she needs friends. So you bought her a ragdoll to seize her loneliness. You bought the ragdoll from the local toy store. Not an expensive toy, nothing too fancy. Lisa might still like it though. You know that expense doesn't make Lisa happier. The doll is a girl with big blue eyes and curly black hair. She has a wide grin that you can call friendly. Her dress is red, matching her shoes. She also has eyebrows. The unnamed doll waits for her new owner in a kid's bedroom. You haven't brought Lisa home from school yet. You haven't brought Lisa home from school yet. Okay, so it's Friday, not a sunny day. The sky is covered with grey clouds. You are driving your car. Lisa sits in the next seat. The seatbelts are worn tight. She looks from the window blankly without any expression on her face. You remember that the maths exam results were going to be announced today. So this is now where obviously we can get into it. So how were the exam results? Were you able to make any friends today? I bought you a rag doll today. Okay, so let's first start off obviously with how were the exam results. Lisa sighs and says, "Terrible. I am the 7th in the class. Not first like the previous exam. I know you will be mad at me. I didn't study enough." Okay, if it was a class that had only 7 kids in it and you came 7th, by all means. But I'm guessing if this is anything like any public schools, there's probably like 30 kids in a class, 30, 40 kids in a class. So 7th is not bad at all. So you know what, I'm not even stressed out about that. So it's okay, darling. She looks at you with a slight surprise. You always scolded her whenever she wasn't the best. Now you say it's okay, darling. She continues watching the cars passing by. Okay, that is true. In the original story, in the story leading up to this, it did say that we always push her to her best. So, okay. You're driving your car. Lisa sits on the next seat. The seat belts are worn tight. And she looks... Okay, so this is basically just once again, and now we get to choose a different option. Were you able to make any friends today? No, she says with a determined voice. They are just idiots. For example, they see the other classes in the school as enemies, as if they were an enemy nation with a different religion. I mean, is it still silly to be enemies because of race or religion? These morons in my class hate each other just because they are in different classes. Okay. And then, I don't want to tell her that I bought her a rag doll. I want that to be a surprise. So you know, we're just going to continue driving. You finally arrive home. The doll is in your bedroom. Lisa, you tell her. The doll is in your bedroom, Lisa, you tell her. I thought it was supposed to be a surprise. I thought we were supposed to get home and she was supposed to find it in her bedroom. Okay, so the doll is in your bedroom, Lisa, you tell her. She climbs up the stairs slowly. Apparently she isn't so excited about the doll. You follow her to her bedroom. She picks up the doll that's on her bed. I will think of a nice name, Lisa says. But I have got homework to do first. Play comes after study. Clever kid. Clever kid. So, yes, study, we are pushing you to do your best. So you leave Lisa alone in her room. You have got a lot of work to do anyway. Not only you will cook, but you also need to work on a novel's cover illustration as a freelance artist. The deadline is close, so you work hard nowadays. You are not so happy with your life. You force Lisa to study in order to have a better life than yours. You work all day. The only breaks you take is the dinner. You don't talk about anything during dinner with Lisa. I wonder why. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock at night, bedtime for Lisa. You visit Lisa before she sleeps. She's in her pink dotted pajamas. She's holding the doll in her arms. Mom, I'm going to tell you something. But you won't believe. After a few seconds of silence, she speaks. The doll can speak. She told me her name is Anna. What? That's impossible. You know what, let's entertain the notion. She could just have a very active mind. She did say, I think they did say that she's like 7 years old. So obviously children have very active minds. So instead of shooting it down and killing that spark inside her, let's find out a little bit more. So what's going on? Lisa explains, Anna says that she was nothing but a piece of light. A light that's drifting in absolute blackness. A weak light in the infinite darkness. Then she found life in this doll. She was waiting in the toy store for a friend. Lonely and waiting for a friend. Lonely, and today she found me. She says that she loves me. Okay, so don't be ridiculous. Dolls can't speak. I believe in you. We need to throw this doll away. That would be my reaction if my little girl comes up to me and tells me that her doll can speak to her, and there's a difference between when you can see a child is just having fun and when a child is just using their mind, being creative, being imaginative. You can see the difference between that and when a child comes to you with something completely serious, something they need to ask you, or something they need to talk about, or something that they want to know. And if your child comes up to you with that face and tells you straight out, without even a smile on their face, that the doll is busy speaking to them and telling them that the doll loves them and that they were lonely and that they were a light drifting in an absolute darkness, I'd move, I'd burn the doll, and we change our names, and hell no. Okay, so I believe in you, keep the doll, and what did you tell her? You know what, let's entertain this just a little bit longer. Let's find out exactly what Lisa told Anna. Lisa smiles, and I said that I will be her new friend, and I will always love her. She continues, and then she told me that she was happy. Happy like the times when she used to be an angel. Okay. If it is an angel, I don't mind. But then again, past tense, was an angel. Why is she no longer an angel? Why is an angel possessing this toy? Or taking over this toy? You know what, screw, let's entertain it. I believe in you, my child. Keep the doll. See if you can handle this shit. Lisa doesn't show her emotion usually, but this time you can see that she is surprised. Oh, thank you very much, Mom, she says. You kiss her goodnight and leave her with Anne the doll. Okay, I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have maybe taken the doll with me, let the child sleep. Because of all the hard work, you begin to feel tired and you go to bed. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. A few hours later, you wake up to the sounds coming from outside. You hear hysterical laughter coming from the garden. They belong to a girl, specifically Lisa's. You stand up and look outside the window. You see Lisa standing and laughing in the garden under the pale moonlight. She is facing back. You can't see her face. Go to the garden. You climb down nervously. You wear your shoes and walk to the garden. Lisa doesn't react to your presence. You approach Lisa and put your hand on her shoulder. She turns her face to you. It's not Lisa's face. It is not even a human's face. The texture of the face is a grey rag. The eyes are quite big for a human. So is the wide smile. The voice changes. It doesn't belong to a girl now, but a demon. She stares at you and laughs. You wake up. It was just a nightmare. You're all sweaty with terror. The morning has already broken. You decide to check on Lisa. Okay, so it's introducing the notion of a demon, even though it was just a nightmare, but I'm not going to dismiss it just yet. So Lisa is sleeping peacefully, hugging Anna. Anna is carrying the wide smile that annoys you now. But hey, it is normal. It would be terrible if the doll's face was different than how you bought it. You go to the kitchen to prepare a weekend breakfast. You usually make omelets with sausage on a Saturdays, and you always repeat the habit. Oh, and you always repeat that habit today. Okay, so you're in the kitchen, you take the sausage and eggs from the fridge, you need to slice the sausage, so you open the drawer to pick up the meat knife. Something is wrong. The knife isn't there. Search for the knife. Why would you look inside the garbage bin? Why would your first reaction, if a knife is not in the drawer, to look inside the garbage bin? You'd obviously search on the kitchen to see if you didn't maybe leave it on a counter, leave it on the drying rack, possibly put it in a different drawer. So the first thing you are going to do is search for the knife in the kitchen. You search the whole kitchen, no drawer is not looked into. You even looked in the fridge. Nope, the knife isn't there either. There is only one place you haven't looked inside, and that's the garbage bin. You open the lid. You couldn't find the knife inside the garbage bin. You searched the knife in every way possible. Okay, so I'm taking that supposed to be you search the knife and everywhere it's not possible. Okay, that sentence doesn't make sense. But it is in vain. So you decide to use another knife to prepare the omelette. After you have prepared the omelette, Lisa wakes up and joins you in the kitchen. You eat the breakfast with her. She doesn't look so happy. There is an unease in her face. Okay, so the meat knife is missing. Did Anna speak again? You have to study today. No play. Don't ask anything. Did Anna speak again? She did not speak today, but she kept changing her facial expressions. Sometimes she looked happy, sometimes not. She was frowning. There was anger in her face. I can't understand her. Lisa continues eating her breakfast. You eat the breakfast with her. She doesn't look so happy. There's an unease in her face. Okay, so let's quickly tell her that the knife is missing. It is strange. Mom, I have no idea where the knife went. Okay, it's a Saturday. I'm not going to tell her that she's going to study the whole damn day. She can play. It is a Saturday. Children also need to relax a little bit. They also need to have a little bit of fun over the weekends and just either play with friends in this situation, doesn't have any friends, play in her room, do something, watch some TV. There's nothing wrong with a child just relaxing and chilling and having a little bit of fun on a Saturday. So, don't ask anything. The breakfast is over. I need to study math, says Lisa, then climbs up to her room. You also need to work on your novel cover. You are both busy now. It's in the evening. As you work on the cover, you hear screams from Lisa's room. You rush to her room. You find Lisa standing and breathing in panic. Her arms are full of stitches. She did it. Lisa screams, showing her heavily wounded arms as blood leaks down the floor. She jumped and ran away. Lisa points to the open window. You look outside, you can't see anything. You can't see any running dolls there. Maybe because she ran away. Or is it too dark outside? Or is Lisa lying? Okay. So the first thing I'm going to think is this is an educated child. Her teachers have said so. They told me to take her to I can't remember if it was a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but to take her to a specialist to try and determine either her EQ or IQ. So I have a clever child. She is not stupid. She doesn't deal with the nonsense of other children, but she is a lonely child. I don't think that Lisa is the attention-seeking type, and I don't think she's the type to cause harm to herself. So obviously, if I walk into the room and this little girl has got stitches in her arms, I am going to be very concerned, especially if she says that a little doll did it, that the windows are open and the doll is missing. So I won't allow her to harm you, Lisa. You crouch and hug Lisa. As she cries, I know how hard it is to believe me now. Thank you for believing me, but please, I want to stay alone. I know that she won't come back. Okay, now that is a bit concerning. Any little child, well, from the experience that I've had with children, either my aunt's children or family members' children, that kind of stuff, little cousins and that, when they cry, when something has happened to them, when they've been hurt, they want their parents. They want their guardian or their legal representative, whatever. They want their mommy or daddy. They don't want to be alone. That's the last thing they want. But in this situation, so you let her stay alone in her room. After closing the windows and locking the door, you make sure that no doll can trespass. You get into your own bedroom next to Lisa's room so you can hear her in case she needs you. Okay, I was not expecting that. It's 3 a.m. now. It's raining outside, lightning strikes and lightens your dark room. You haven't slept, you don't care about the freelance work you got. All these events make you too stressed to care about business. You see Lisa's silhouette at the door. She walks in. Lisa is holding something behind her back, but you can't see it. She approaches your bed, climbs in and comes near you. With a sudden move, she stabs the meat knife in your belly. She stabs you once again. You didn't allow me to live my childhood. She keeps stabbing your body with insanity. I hate you, Mom. I hate you. These are the final words you hear as your own daughter repeatedly stabs you and commits matricide. Matricide? I don't know what matricide is. The end. There are 2 possible endings. Holy shit, okay. So, recap. Intelligent daughter who is advanced for her age. Your teachers believe that she is well ahead of the rest of her class, but she is lonely. So you buy her doll. The doll is obviously there to break the loneliness, to give her some kind of comfort, or a friend at least. After giving the doll to the girl, the little girl tells you that the doll is talking to her. Now, as you know your child is clever and that you are not going to assume that your child is being full of shit, and you entertain the notion because the child is still only 7 years old and they have creative and active minds. So you entertain the notion, you chat to her about it, and the next morning she looks uneasy, especially after you've had a dream about the doll basically being a demon and possessing your daughter. Then you notice, while you're busy making breakfast, that the meat knife is missing. After breakfast, your daughter goes upstairs, she chills and that kind of stuff, and then you hear screams later that night and you see stitches in her arms. You tell her that you're going to protect her, you try and make sure that she's safe, you try to make sure that she's secure inside her room. You obviously are concerned about her well-being. Why you didn't keep her with you and possibly spend the night in her room, especially you're the mom. You're going to want to be with your child. You're either going to first want to take the child to the hospital to address the stitches. Secondly, you are going to want to make sure that your child is okay. So you're going to want to obviously spend the night with the child. Then you go to bed, lightning raining outside, and then your child comes and stabs you. How the hell was I going to do anything different in that story? Apart from either being a stricter parent and not allowing the doll or taking the doll from her when everything was happening in the first place and not entertaining the notion. But that was quite interesting. That was different from what I usually do. And the story was actually written quite well. It gave you a lot of detail and it made sense by the time it came to a conclusion. I actually really enjoyed that, and I hope you guys did too. Now, I am going to be possibly looking at continuing with the rest of these stories and possibly seeing what they all have to offer, and I hope you guys are looking forward to those as well. Now, if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. But obviously, until then, cheers.